So are you tired of those language apps that feel more like a game than a learning tool? You spend hours matching words and earning digital gems, but a week later, you don't remember anything. You see people out there that have learned multiple languages, and you just have to wonder what's their secret. Well, if you relate to that story, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Diego, and I'm a language learner myself. Today I'm going to show you how to use Anki. It's one of the most powerful tools that serious language learners use to memorize thousands of words. You will get the powerful science behind this tool. You will have created your very first optimized flashcards, and you will be on a clear path to learning languages in the fastest way possible. This isn't a game. This is how real learning gets done. At its heart, Anki is a flashcard program, but comparing it to paper flashcards is like comparing a bicycle with a fighter jet. The secret sauce is a concept called Space Repetition System, or SRS. Now that might sound technical, but the idea behind is very simple. Imagine you learn a new word today. Your brain, which is an efficient but pretty ruthless machine, is basically programmed to forget it. Without any reinforcement, you can lose up to 90% of new information within a single week. Scientists call this the forgetting curve, and it's the reason why you can cram for hours and feel like nothing sticks. Spaced repetition is how we can fight back against that curve. Take a look at this graphic. It shows just how easily we forget things. Let's say I learned a new phrase in Spanish, like me gustan las tortas de jamón. If you don't use or review that phrase, you might only remember 80% of it the next day, 70% the day after, and by day 3, you are down to 60%. However, if you review the phrase at the right time, the forgetting curve resets, and it takes much longer for the memory to fade. Anki acts like a smart study partner that tracks this curve for every single thing you learn. Its algorithm shows you a flashcard at the perfect moment, right before you are about to forget it. Each time you successfully recall a card at the critical point, the connection in your brain gets stronger, and Anki pushes that next review further into the future. Unlike those gamified apps that just want to keep you tapping, Anki has one single purpose: to make your learning as efficient as humanly possible. Maxing the things that you remember while reducing your study time. It's not just another flashcard app. It's a science-backed system to make knowledge permanent. Alright, are you ready to get started? First things first, we need to set up your Anki ecosystem. Anki is available on computers and phones, but we're going to begin in a desktop because it's so much faster and easier to manage your cards in this way. You can absolutely use your phone to review and study your flashcards, but trust me, you want to do the initial setup here. Open up your web browser and go to Anki official website. That's apps.ankiweb.net. It's a simple, no-frills page. You will see a big download button. Click it. The site will automatically suggest the right version for your computer, whether it's Windows, Mac, or Linux. Go ahead, download the installer, and run through the simple on-screen instructions. It will show you the screen, you just have to press enter. Once it's done, you have to select your language, and there it is. The first thing you will see is a clean, maybe a little plain dashboard. It might look a little bit intimidating without any cartoon characters, but this is your new language learning gym. Before we do anything else, let's get your free Anki account set up. This is a crucial step. On the main screen, you will see a sync button in the top right. Click it and a window will pop up asking you to sync up. This account is the magic that lets you sync all your progress in all your devices. Your phone, your desktop, and even a web browser. It means that you can create flashcards in your computer and then review them in your phone while you are waiting in a line for coffee, for example. It's also a free cloud backup, so you never have to worry about losing your progress. Once you're signed up and logged in, your desktop Anki is good to go. Now let's grab our phones. Go to your phone's app store. If you are on Android, search for Anki Droid. It's totally free. If you are on iOS, search for Anki Mobile. In Apple, it costs $24, but I think it's worth it. Once it's installed, open the app, find the sync button, and log in with the Anki web account that you just made. It will then download everything from your cloud account. With Anki installed and synced, we're ready to create our first deck. On the Anki desktop dashboard, look for the Create Deck button at the bottom, click it, a little window will pop up, and instead of a generic name like My Deck, let's name it after the language you're learning. Let's say I'm learning Spanish, so I will name it Spanish Deck. Click OK and boom! Your new empty deck appears in your deck list. And that's it. You have just created your new home for all your new knowledge. Now for the most important part, filling it with high quality and personalized flashcards. This is the heart of the whole process. A well-made card is easy to review and incredibly effective. A poorly made card is confusing, hard to remember, and will absolutely kill your motivation. From your dashboard, click on your new deck and then hit the Add button. This opens the card creation window. You will see a few options here, but for now, make sure that type is set to basic and reverse card. This, in my opinion, is one of the best type of flashcards for learning new languages. It generates two-sided flashcards and a reverse version of it. Below that are two big fields, front and back. Pretty straightforward. The front is the prompt and the back is the answer. Now here's the golden rule for making great progress in your language learning with Anki. If you put single words like ham and jamón, or to like and gustar, your language learning will take ages and you will constantly struggle with grammar rules. The most effective way is by using full sentences, or what polyglots call chunks. By doing this, you naturally learn cases and conjugations through context, rather than memorizing dry rules. Alright, so let's make a card together for someone learning Spanish. Let's say you just learned the phrase that we used before. Me gustan las tortas de jamón, which means I like ham sandwiches. On the front of the card, we will put the English translation. On the back of the card, we will put the foreign word. Me gustan las tortas de jamón. Personally, I prefer to put the phrases that you know in the front of the card. That way is the first thing that you see. This way, you are forced to actually think in the target language, instead of just passively translating a foreign sentence in your own language. Alright, now click Add, and congratulations! You have just created your first flashcard. To review it, click Close, then hit Study Now, and there it is. You can also review your flashcards on your phone. All you have to do is tap the sync button in both devices and the flashcards will be waiting for you. Now for the test. Do you remember how to say I like ham sandwiches in Mexican Spanish? Let's reveal the answer, and that's right. Me gustan las tortas de jamón. Now, let me explain how these buttons right here works. If you didn't know the answer, you have to press the again button. If you got it right, but you struggle or it took you a long time to remember it, you have to click the hard button. If you knew the answer and it was easy for you, just put the good button. And if the answer was extremely obvious, like 2 plus 2 equals 4, no brainer, you have to press easy. The biggest mistake that beginners make is using the hard and again button incorrectly. The hard button is not for a wrong answer. For example, if you got it right, but it took you like 2 minutes to remember it, you have to press the hard button. On the other hand, if instead of saying me gustan las tortas de jamón, you say me gusta trotar en la maratón, you have to press the again button. This is essential for getting the best results. By being honest with that, the program will identify what cards are difficult for you, and it will show them more often. Alright, that was simple enough, but we can do it much better. The best cards engage more of your senses, and the best way to do it is adding audio and images to your cards. Studies show that the brain remembers information faster when the neurons associated with the memory have more connections between them. Think of it like this. Have you ever been minding your own business when a sudden scent reminds you of a specific place or a loved one? That is exactly how it works. You retain information better when that memory is attached to your senses. The more, the better. So let's add some audio. There are 2 ways that you can put audio in your flashcards. The first option is right here. If you press this mic button, you can record audio. Let's see. I like ham sandwiches. I like ham sandwiches. There you go. And if you have an MP3 file of a sentence, you can press the clip button, search for your file, and select it. Me gustan las tortas de jamón. Alright, now for an image, open a new browser tab and do an image search for what you need. Let's write a guy eating ham sandwich. Let's use this one. Right click, copy image, and paste it. Here and here. Another thing that I like to do is using the highlighter and the color text buttons for a more visual experience. Let's say that all the words in the sentence were new to me. So to make it easier, I can match the colors in the 2 languages. Click here, select the color, and boom. Now I know that ham means jamón. You can do the same with the highlighter. Alright, so let's look our new card. I like ham sandwiches. Here it is. I like ham sandwiches. You can hear the audio, and me gustan las tortas de jamón. It looked pretty bad, so we can edit. We can put a space here, here, and here. Close. Me gustan las tortas de jamón. While making your own cards is the gold standard for language learning, it can be a little time-consuming, especially if you're just starting out. A great way to jumpstart your progress is to download a pre-made deck. Anki Web has a massive library of decks shared by other users. Just go to ankiweb.net, share decks, and here you can search for decks for pretty much any language. A good search would be something like Spanish sentences. You can find decks with thousands of the most common words, often complete with native audio and example sentences. Find one with good ratings and a few positive reviews, like this one right here. It has 130 ratings. It has audio too. So let's try it. You can see examples of the flashcards, like this one that says I love practical jokes, and in Spanish it will be
Me encantan las bromas.
you can test the audio, and here you can download it. And then in your dashboard, go to import file, select the file that you just downloaded, and import. Once it's ready, close the window, and here it is. I need to mention that the quality of shared decks can be all over the place. Some are fantastic, but others are full of mistakes. My advice: use shared decks that have good quality reviews as a foundation. But keep creating your own personal cards with phrases that you learn while reading, speaking, or talking. This combo will give you the best of both sides. Alright, now that you have made your cards and you have downloaded a deck, let me help you with a couple of more things before we finish. On your dashboard, you will see numbers next to your deck. The blue numbers represent new cards you haven't seen yet. Red are the cards that you are currently learning or reviewing, and green are the cards that you already know well. If you click the settings icon, you can rename, delete, or export your deck. If you click options, it will show you a bunch of technical settings that can be a little bit overwhelming. I won't bore you with the why behind all of them, but if you want the best possible setup for language learning, just copy my configuration. For new cards, write 9999. Maximum reviews also 9999. Learning steps and relearning steps both to 10 minutes. New cards, gather order to random cards. New card sort order to order gather. New review order to show after reviews, interday learning review order, show before reviews, review sort order, descending retriability. Then you will enable FSRS percentage, you will select 90%, you will click here in optimize all presets, here you will click these 3 boxes, and alright, we are done with the setup. Now click save and start your learning. You now have everything you need. You get the science behind why it works, and you have a step-by-step guide for making it a core part of your studies. The real secret to Anki and to learning a new language is consistency. The person who learns a new language is not the one who has the most talent, it's the one who shows up every day. Even if it's just for 10 minutes a day, that daily reviewing will strengthen your brain connections, pushing those new words deeper and deeper into your long-term memory until they become a part of who you are. Just trust the process, do your reviews daily, and be patient with yourself. And I promise you will be shocked at how quickly you learn a new language. If this guide was helpful to you, check this other video. It might be helpful too. Make sure you're subscribed for more effective techniques and methods to learn languages. I've put all the links that I mentioned in the description below. Drop a comment and let me know what language are you planning to learn. And that's all. Never stop learning. I will see you in the next one.